podcast a shout out. Shout out!
Hey, yo!
What a maneuver! Mamma mia! Mamma mia! Are you kidding me? The irresistible force meeting the...
Yo, you already know who it is by the sound of my voice. That's right, your boy, Mr. 6'9", JT, back in this piece once again. And of course, I am joined by the co-host El Cheech. What's going on, Papa?
What's going on, guys? We back at it again, on this full gear, talking this shit. Let's go.
And of course, we also are joined by the unofficial, official intern, Mr. Casanova. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. Just enjoying the cold weather, like us Ohioans must at this point in time.
No, it's beautiful.
Exactly. Yo, definitely got to thank all the people for checking out last week's 2 episodes. The first one, yes, You Can't Stop the Rain. Thank y'all for tuning in for that one. And thank you for tuning in to the exclusive interview with El Cuervo de Puerto Rico. First interview ever in English and Spanish. So hopefully more to come on that. Make sure y'all go click on the link. View it on YouTube, listen to it on your podcast, streaming apps, whatever, you want to go ahead and do. We're available everywhere like swimwear. So whether that be Spotify, Apple, whether that be, of course, Amazon, whether that be YouTube. Look, we everywhere, man. It's the name of the show. Marshall Mike's, all one word. But with that being said, look.
Oh! What's up, my brother?
Full gear, SmackDown, Raw, NXT. Wrestling was very busy. Found out a lot of news, a lot of rumors out there, a little beef between Keith Lee, WWE. Like it's a lot of things going on. But I mean, should we just go ahead and kick it off? Kick it off for Raw, man. I mean, Raw had an upside. It had an upside. Bobby Lashley returned.
He's back.
He's back, and he is still on his "fuck them kids" campaign.
Yo, I wonder whose kid's gonna be next. But man, that's thing of beauty, man.
Yo, and then MVP is back too. So it looks like the Hurt Business as a unit is back in business. Hopefully.
Yeah, but them too. Yeah, because they didn't seem like they made too much of a like acknowledgement of Benjamin and Alexander. Like I don't know if they're gonna put them together or not. Because let's keep it 100. Where were they? You know what I mean?
That is a good question.
Yeah. So, well, even though it looked like they probably listening to the fans. Well, let's see what's up.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. So Dominic out. He's out of the Survivor Series team, and now Bobby Lashley is in. And so this is the new quote unquote graphic for SummerSlam. I'm sorry, Survivor Series. It's 2 S's. Don't judge me. So that's what we got. Lashley is in, Mysterio's in, Kevin Owens is in, and of course you got Finn and Seth on the Raw side. Speaking of Kevin Owens, my man is finally going back heel, and I'm happy. I don't like
Same
good
here.
guy Kevin Owens. Good guy Kevin Owens don't do it for me. I need that ruthless Kevin Steen. That's who I need. I don't need a guy who's trying to be everybody's friend, trying to, worry about other people's feelings. No, man, you here for one reason.
Apologizing.
Yeah, apologizing for what? For what? Hell, you is Bell Biv DeVoe. You over here apologizing and shit? No, man, no. I need you to wreck shop. I need Kevin Steen back. So I did enjoy the quote unquote heel turn at the end of Raw. I don't know if y'all caught it. Looked like he bumped into Big E trying to get back into the ring, and he got counted out. The match was Match was fuego, but I hated the double count out. I absolutely hated it. I mean, not the double count out, but the count out on Kevin Owens. I mean, for a match to go on like that, and it had been a while since you've seen like a good one-on-one match on Raw in the main event. You know what I'm saying? And those two really cranked up the gears on that, man. No pun intended. We'll be talking about Full Gear later on that Cowboy shit. But I will say that, yo, what's going on, JJ? How you doing? Look, we ain't gonna be talking about Raw for too long. Trust and believe. Look, we about to hop into that Full Gear. But other than that, big moment for you, Mr. Casanova on Raw.
I would have to say Liv Morgan, honestly. She's never really gotten anything in the company, in my opinion. I mean, she was part of a faction for a minute. Then they all disappeared. One had a kid, the other one's in AEW, and now, she finally gets her moment in the limelight.
Moving on from Raw, NXT. NXT shaky. Just a little shaky. To me, personally. I don't know. The last couple of weeks, I ain't been doing it. The only thing that I got excited about was War Games. I'm glad that, we got War Games coming. Looks like the word takeover is off of all NXT pay-per-views, quote unquote. Well, they don't even have pay-per-views anymore. So they're not gonna be having pay-per-views. It's just gonna be NXT, whatever, I guess. So we got the War Games match coming back. You had the Braun Breaker inside there. You had Mello making his presence known, far as being the champion on the show. You had that Mello and Pete Dunne match. They got to run that back at least one more time. That's just my opinion. What you think about this Mello character, Casanova?
I mean, I've been watching like posts online and stuff like that, and people are trying to, compare them to Crime Time, which Crime Time was like a completely different element for, what it was worth back then. Those guys had like a lot of vignettes. I mean, Mello and Trick, they don't really do like a whole lot of vignettes. I mean, the whole thing during Halloween, that was pretty funny, them running through the maze and whatnot. But I mean, I think he has the potential to be, a champion for the company, like beyond what he is right now. Like he could probably take that from Ciampa if Braun Breaker doesn't.
What about you, El Cheech?
About what?
What do you think about Mello?
Oh, I don't know. He's just like carbon copy of something already seen. You know what I mean? Like nothing stick out from that dude. You know, I guess he's good. You know what I mean? Obviously, but he. I don't know. I've not sold him, dude, yet. Like he cool. I like that little catchphrase. When I shoot, I don't miss or whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah, not.
So you're not sold on him yet. You need a little bit more for him for you to actually just say, okay, I'm sold on him.
Yeah.
I mean, his matches are dope.
No, he could
He
go.
don't
He could
miss.
go. Yeah, but it's just weird. Like what I mean. I guess it's his age, but what I mean. Like I seen him. I seen uh, that type of wrestler before. You know.
Yeah, but that's wrestling anyways. You're going to have some type of variation of a character from
Mm,
the past. You know,
yeah, it's a
little
yeah.
spark, little, placements from characters in the past and stuff like that. All right, top moment from NXT in your opinion. Just to get this out the way, because I know everybody waiting on Full Gear. What's your top
Uh,
moment there?
I don't know what was a top moment. I
Damn,
mean, I guess, I guess that
damn.
little. that little interaction, you know what I mean, between you know, Pete Dunne and some was it was Carmelo, right? Carmelo.
Yeah, they had that fire ass match. That was about it. But other than that, what else stood out from NXT?
War Games. That's it.
The War Games announcement and Melo and Pete Dunne. God damn, tough, real
I'm
tough.
just gonna be a man on this one. Say, hey, Toxic Attraction came out. Yeah.
And that's about it.
Toxic.
Cosmic Attraction. I don't know, man. NXT is definitely in the mud, and it's no fault of their own. You know what I mean?
Because Triple H ain't there, man. Triple H ain't, he don't got them reins in his hands.
That's
And
basically what it
see,
is.
yeah, it seems the dude from the caveman. What's the dude name?
You call that dude a caveman?
Yeah, the caveman that was in the woods with Kyle O'Reilly drinking Bush.
Oh, you talking? I can't call his name. Every time I look at him, I think of the
Isn't that Bull
caveman.
Buchanan's son?
Is that? I don't know.
Somebody
No,
on somebody on.
no, Bo Buchanan's son is he's in a tag team with the guy that came from Evolve. I forgot his name too. But no, this guy's son of one of the Beverly brothers.
Oh, okay. But I know what you're talking about, though. It's a dude that's, with Kyle O'Reilly just standing still like Frankenstein and stuff like that. Don't really have no
Yeah,
emotion on his face.
yeah. He was there. Next thing you know, apparently he might go up and perhaps you know take a spot of somebody on Survivor Series. But
Yeah,
I don't know his name.
if that happens, throw the whole pay per view away.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. It seems like they don't care because it's remember they were supposed to be Rock 25, The Rock, and they've been kind of like promoting it, but not all like that. You feel me? And it's like right now, it's like, are you gonna? He's gonna be there or not? So you know what I mean. If The Rock was gonna come back but it seems like he probably won't be there for this year. It might be
No,
for next
he ain't
next
back.
year WrestleMania, next year WrestleMania, and
I don't see him
you
coming
know what
back.
I mean. Yeah, he'll come back next year.
Yeah,
You
next
know.
year, but I don't see him coming back for a Survivor Series appearance. Honestly,
Oh no, that I don't think that was like that would have been in place. You know what I mean? But like if he was gonna come back for WrestleMania, best believe. But that's why like once that went out the bro, they don't even care because as you could see, they rushed the car like showing the teams before no qualifying or nothing. You know what I mean? Which it was odd. It's like they just want to get over it with. Like they don't give a fuck.
obviously, they damn sure don't. Uh, but I mean, let's just hop into it. I mean, they're switching out people on these cards. Far as for the matches, they shouldn't have even announced the people on the teams without having qualified matches, and it just makes the whole thing seem like boo boo. Like it doesn't seem like it's worth anything. Besides the whole which brand's gonna come out dominant. Obviously, it's gonna be SmackDown, but you know nothing sticks out
Oh,
for
tell me this: the it don't make no sense, right? Like it seems that I was gonna say Paul Pierce. What is it? Adam Pierce, right? He like pretty much he's on both shows. So how the fuck that? But it seems like he wants SmackDown to win. You know, so it's that right there don't make no fucking sense. Like, wouldn't you? You run
that's
both
that
shows pretty much.
that's that Fox money. Fox was like, "Yo, check this out. I know you on both shows, but I got a cool extra million for you for an extra incentive just to make sure that we coming on top." You know what I'm saying? Like I could feel that. That sound like if you want to keep this storyline going, that sound like something that can be pulled off. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but SmackDown wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad of a show. Actually, I enjoyed SmackDown out of
Hey,
all out of all of them.
yeah. What is her name? Aaliyah. There you
Yeah,
go. That guy. That's the guy. Hey, man.
yeah,
My name.
that guy right there. the caveman from the Geico commercial. But
Yeah,
uh,
dude.
Aaliyah, um,
Wow. You seen that match?
she looked
You-
good.
Bro, that girl, man, I guess she up there for a reason. And like she been there for, uh,
7 years,
hus- yeah, she been there for a
7 years
while.
in
And
NXT.
yeah, and look, she showed out. You know what I mean? That was pretty nice. You know what I mean? Like her, which it don't make no fucking sense. You have Killer Cross come and lose his fucking debut match, and then you
But
got
you,
Aaliyah.
but Aaliyah can win
Uh,
her.
yeah, she looked good. I guess you're female. It just don't make no sense, man.
Nah. It's wrestling. Wrestling ain't supposed to make sense. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's supposed to have a little bit of logic, but it ain't supposed to make no sense, man. Ain't no way in
yeah,
hell.
yeah. But
Um, go
Roman
ahead.
Reigns, man. I was gonna say Roman Reigns keep holding it down, bro. Like, that dude's man. He's the shit, bro.
I mean, I seen like seems like that's a recurring theme every week on this show. We definitely say that Roman Reigns is the end all to be all, and it's true. Roman Reigns does that. He's just that guy in wrestling. Nobody's pulling in the money that he's pulling in. No one's generating the money that he's generated. Doesn't matter what company that you're at. Nobody's generating the money that Roman Reigns is generating at this moment, which makes him the top guy of all wrestling. Across the world, no matter what you like, far as a promotion. But it seemed like on SmackDown, uh, you know, that match between Woods and Roman Reigns, that match looked good. Xavier Woods is the only person to have a W over Roman Reigns and Bobby Lashley in the same year. That's big.
Yeah. No, that's big, and bro. When was the last time Roman Reigns haven't lost ever since he came back at SummerSlam? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he hasn't,
And,
but no, nobody's counting the disqualification as a. I mean, it counts, but it don't count. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's one of those. You know what I mean? Like just his name wasn't raised, but it was kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like a lot of memes came out, like how it feels when you got the crown from Burger King. You were little, all that shit. So that was kind of like a little funny and shit. Xavier Woods, you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, one time the bloodline. Yeah,
Yeah, so
acknowledge myself.
you gotta acknowledge homie, man. He definitely just running things right now. Yes, Woods did win the match by disqualification, JJ, and once
He's
they
a heel.
yeah, of course he's supposed
He's
to
a heel.
do that, but yeah, Woods won by DQ, which prompted the Usos to go ahead and beat up
Whooped
Xavier
his
Woods.
ass.
Yeah, yeah, they whooped his ass. They they got his ass whooped. And jacked the man for his crown. Jacked him for his crown. Uh, and the rest is history. Now we got
Yeah,
not only the tribal chief, but the king of all WWE, which is Roman Reigns. And I think it should be like that anyways, to be honest.
I was gonna say, man, once they jacked that crown, they had it their way, just like Burger King, and that was the end of it.
I see what you did there, man. I see what you did there. Uh, you also had there popping off. I mean, you had Charlotte come out there. She cut a nice promo on Becky. I mean, Charlotte's not known for her promo skills, but she did a good job with this one.
It
She
was
had
par.
she, I'm not saying it's the best shit I ever heard. What I'm saying is that for Charlotte, she did good. She had crowd participation other than the Wu chants, which is that's saying a lot because that usually takes over the whole entire promo while she's trying
Every
to talk.
shot, every shot, you
Yeah,
know. But definitely, she using somewhat because I believe Becky was in a recent interview and you know claiming that they don't talk, they don't get along. So in a way, it's like you feel me. They trying to incorporate real life with with the show. So that should be good.
No, that's good though. I mean, I like the fact that they are incorporating, real life and trying to go into the storyline. Now, whether or not if it's real beef or not, that's all to be determined. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because ain't no way we gonna know. We ain't there. But you have to be able to try to keep that fine line between reality and fiction. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And Charlotte got. I think Charlotte should get buy some ass, and it should be alright.
Shit. Thanks for getting plenty of that. But I think honestly, what they're doing with this whole thing. I mean, I'm not sure this is gonna be the biggest match come Survivor Series. Make sure I get the right S's in there. Come Survivor Series, as far as the Raw Women's Champion versus the SmackDown Women's Champion. But I will say this: the building for it has been good. I will say that. Yo, what's up, Medium Daddy Cool? All the way out in Puerto Rico. What's up, Andy?
He's an island boy.
Yo, JJ was at Dynamite. I almost got to say that. JJ was at Dynamite.
Oh, they were indie, right?
Huh? Yeah, yeah,
Indie.
yeah. So
Yeah.
JJ was at Dynamite. She got a chance to see, everything live, unfold and things like that. Definitely, keep your head up. We definitely rocking with you on that. But I didn't want to spend too much time on WWE because honestly, ain't nothing pop off with them. I mean, compared to what popped off yesterday with Full Gear, that's like comparing apples and oranges. If you compare Raw and SmackDown, and you put AEW Full Gear just that one night, Full
It was a
Gear.
paper. Yeah, it's a pay per view.
Yeah, it's a pay per view, but what I'm saying is nothing compared to what they had going on that night. Period. Like nothing stuck out from this week's shows that said, you know what, this is something that I'm going to be talking about at the end of the week on the recap show. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, my whole mind is just okay, Full Gear. It was kind of hard getting through that WWE portion, y'all. Let's go right into AEW. Just gonna go ahead and be real on them. AEW Full Gear came out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Which is little fact. That was the last where Eddie Guerrero unfortunately passed away 16 years ago. So it was kind of fitting in a way, in the sense that there was wrestling that on that day, so he was acknowledged. That was pretty dope.
And that whole show was a tribute. I mean, everyone bust out the Eddie Guerrero shimmy. Some people looked like they were having a seizure trying to do it. Chris Jericho. Uh, but, you had frog splashes from everybody.
Three amigos.
The Three Amigos. I mean, the pay per view felt good. You had the buy in where you see Nala Rose do a frog splash. You know, I mean, I thought all in all, they put on a good show, but they kicked it right off the gate. MJF, Derby Allen, yo, talk about it.
Oh my God, what a match! That was a match. They definitely set the tone for the rest of the show. I'm not gonna lie. At first, it was like, what was the point of that match or what? Like the feud. But they actually came in and showed up. like they say, Sting sidekick. You know, uh, he he's just not believable, man. Cause it's just skinny as fuck. You know what I mean? Like he don't look like too big, but then again, you can't. You gotta give it to him. Like dude could go. He could wrestle and take major bumps. And MJF and him actually has some psychology in their match. The way that he was selling the knee and everything for real. Oh, shout out for my nigga from New York. He's an island boy. Wepa. Yeah, man. But for real, MJF, he little by little, you know what I mean. He's gonna be going on gonna be going for the title, soon, especially with a face, uh, champion.
which would definitely get to that. Of course, if you didn't know, this card was stacked. Uh,
This show was
I
4 hours, right? Almost 4 hours.
That's the only part I had an issue with because it's the same issue that I had with WWE. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I don't want to feel like I'm at a job trying to stay up to watch your pay per view. You know what I'm saying?
Just wait for WrestleMania. It's going to be 2 nights again.
Oh, I'm definitely cool with the 2 night WrestleMania thing. Instead of being locked in New Orleans at the Superdome, brother, for 9 hours. Nah. So I'm cool with the 2 nights, but no. The pay per view just felt kind of like towards, of course, everyone was waiting for the main event. The show that finished almost 12 ish, 12, what, 12, 15, 12, 20, somewhere around there. If you stayed, and kept watching. But I think that it ran a little bit too long. You know what I'm saying? Uh, at one point, it felt like, the crowd was a little bit exhausted. Because these matches take a lot out of the crowd, especially if you look at AEW style and the type of matches they put on. It's a lot of spots involved. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking for that and all that. And by the time you got to certain matches, it's like, okay, I got to reserve the rest of my energy for the main event. So some matches feel a little flat as far as crowd participation. But let's go ahead and talk about it, man. You had with this MJF and Darby Allin match. I definitely agree with you. Darby Allin does not look like a believable guy to possibly be the face of the company. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't like the guy who's going to carry your brand. But then again, it's wrestling, right?
Hmm.
Rey Mysterio didn't look like the guy to be champion of a whole entire show, but he was. And then we could keep going on with different wrestlers. I think Brian Danielson and so on and so on. CM Punk didn't look like the guy who can if you're looking at the classic mold, if what you think of as a top guy, like someone that looks the part, and especially
Hmm.
for a casual wrestling fan, they're definitely want to gonna see someone that looks the part. But I mean, I bought up CM Punk. We'll talk about that match in a minute. But next match on that card, man, Mr.
Ooh,
Casanova. What's the next match?
the
I honestly
Lucha
don't remember.
Bros,
That was
the
Lucha
Lucha
Bros.
Bros, and the FDR.
So that match, I love the chemistry.
Yeah, I was questioning what the fuck they were doing when the Lucha Bros came out. Like they knocked out the flag and then like I don't know, like I didn't get it at first, you know what I mean? But it's kind of dope that they get little to play with their little presentation when they come out in their entrance.
Yeah, give them a little bit of free reign. I mean, hell, they do hold titles, so give them some type of free reign. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
the match overall itself. What was your thoughts on that, El Cheech?
It was a hell of a match, man. There was a lot of false finishes, you know. Like you said, there was a lot of tribute to, you know, and that was pretty much the first match that they, did like a tribute to Eddie, which the crowd started chanting, Eddie. But when the FTR was trying to do some moves, they were booing. You know what I mean? When you have Penta um, attempt to do the Three Amigos, because he fucked it up. He didn't do it right. But, we're not going to focus on the negativity. No. But, like, you know what to expect when them four wrestlers get in the ring, and they didn't disappoint whatsoever. And we're going to get another match and another one. You know what I mean? And we're going to see a cage match. We're going to see, you know what I mean? Like, what haven't we seen a match that they have their managers elevated or something like that? They could do that, you know what I mean? Because each guy, they got a Brantes, I think it is, with the Lucha Bros, the translator, pretty much. Then you got what's this guy's name? Oh, Blanchard, So that should be, interesting in that storyline, to move forward. And the fact, remember that also, you know, this guy's got the AAA title still, and most likely they're gonna wrestle, to get them belts back. It might be in Mexico, but definitely. But yeah,
Go ahead, Mr. Casanova. You like you want to say something, homie?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was a great match. Do I think it should have went on as long as it did? Probably not. I mean, like I said, a lot of these matches went over longer than I think they should have. Personally, it could have been shortened. I like the way it ended though, like how, the mask was on the one guy's head and he wasn't the legal man. So I was kind of waiting for someone to like, say, he wasn't the right man for the win and just to like kind of restart the match. But seeing as it already went on as long as it did, there was kind of, it was kind of ready over time.
Definitely agree with that. That goes back to what I was saying, but of course, end of the match results, Lucha Bros retain, still AEW Tag Team Champions. The AAA Tag Team Championship still belong to FTR. There was no, I don't know. Like, yes, the end game's going to be FTR versus the Lucha Bros at AAA at Triple Mania, possibly, or whatever the next pay per view it is. But I do know that I can see these two continue to have matches and keep on doing what they do. I mean, because the chemistry is there. But like I said, it just seemed like the match just went on way too long. I think like when you look at UFC, right? People know that these fights are not going to last long. Like they know the most you may get out of a fight if it goes what 10 rounds or 5 rounds. If you have three 5 minute rounds, the most that you know is okay. This match may be 15 minutes long, if that. If it gets that long, I think when it comes to some of these wrestling matches, I don't think they should be going over like 30 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Like, unless you got like a hell of a storyline going on, and to me, I just don't feel like the FTR and Lucha Bros storyline was that strong of a storyline to put a 30-minute match up there. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that the match was 30 minutes. I mean, it's not like I clocked the match, but it felt like forever for that match. That's just my opinion. Felt like they would take forever to get to the finish. But the match was good overall. Next match on that card, Mr. Casanova.
Was that the women's match?
no,
It what was it?
Miro and the White Dragon. No, the American Dragon.
Oh, that guy.
Yes,
I fumbled.
No,
yeah,
no.
come.
I'm
It's
gonna say it
okay. You'll
right
get
now.
it together.
I'm gonna say it right now. match was better than the one they had the last time in WWE.
Okay, I don't even remember them wrestling.
SmackDown
Hmm,
before
okay.
before Miro left, Rusev, I should say. So last match, but this one definitely pushed the limits. These guys had a kicking exchange, and Miro was just sitting there taking these kicks, three, four at a time. He's like, "All right, keep kicking me." As soon as Daniel Bryan was stopped, Miro just kicked him one time, and you can literally hear the difference between Miro's kicks and Bryan Daniels' kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He'll knock him out for one.
yeah, just
He'll hit
one
him
hit.
three, like to three of Daniel Bryan. He'll hit him one and knock him down. And I thought that was dope. It was funny when he started like reaching, like God, talking to his God. Then he hulked up and shit, and like the match was pretty cool. And I was hoping for a story, but it was kind of obvious who the winner was gonna be. But you know,
It was written in the stars, my dude. Like the moment they signed Brian Danielson, you already knew he was going to be in the championship picture. That's just what it was, man. Like, come on, you think Tony Khan about to drop all them bands to sign this one dude and not put him in the championship picture? Nah, homie, it ain't even going down like that. But the match itself was definitely good. I mean, just seeing these two trade back and forth, and then just seeing Brian Danielson and both Miro having like a little bit more free reign to wrestle a match the way they want to wrestle it, versus being back in the E, they have a certain formula of the way they want their matches to go. You get what I'm saying? This one, these boys were able to throw all their seasoners in the crock pot. Like, yeah, let me throw some sazon inside there. Let me go ahead and throw some go some paprika, some garlic, some diced onions. Like, these boys have made a gumbo, and it came out right. Came out real right. And then at the end of the match, the DDT and to the choke out, whatever the move was. But this image right here, with Miro with his eyes closed, like looking up the guy, like, I failed you again. But I wasn't expecting anything less than Brian Danielson walking out with the W. I,
yeah,
I was
but it makes kind of makes sense for him to beat him with a submission, because that's what he do, you know.
That's what they do. There was a crowd.
Yeah,
There was a crowd. Uh, Me and Daddy Cool says there was a moment where the crowd was cheering for Miro. Yeah, they were, because you know he's one of those guys. Even back in WWE, he never ever got the chance to have a shot or even a run with the main title on the brand. You know what I'm saying? And to me, he's a real big missed opportunity. Like the TNT title, yeah, that was nice, but we've already seen him be a mid card champion. It's time for this guy to hold the main goal on the show. Because if you keep pushing it back now, we're gonna be looking at another year before we possibly see a Miro run with the championship. I'm just gonna say that.
yeah,
And he's
maybe.
he's been in
But
AEW how many years? Two?
no, not two.
No, one.
Oh,
One full
maybe
year.
one. Yeah, just
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Waiting for his wife to come out, and if they smart, come on. We knew how Rusev Day, and of course they can't go, exactly like that, but they had something, you know, there. But now we know that Daniel Bryan, he's gonna be there, there in the main event.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan He has the number one contender for the AEW championship. So we'll see where that goes. Of course, it can go either way. We can have Hangman versus Bryan, or if Hangman loses it before then, who knows? But speaking of matches, moving on from that one, what was the next match on that card, Mr. Casanova?
Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express, along with Christian Cage versus, I don't even know what you want to call him anymore. It's the Club with Adam Cole and
Yeah, they saw like they used to put the Super Elite, right, or something like that. But this time around, now it's like because they Adam Cole needs his entrance. You know what I mean? So it's like Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. So now it was the way they presented them, I guess. But I don't. Yeah, that
Speak,
match didn't.
speak on it, Papa. Speak on
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna be brief because what I mean. I just actually watched it earlier. Um, a lot of moves and stuff like the Young Bucks usual match, but it was just like why we're like what the fuck, what what I mean, like what was the purpose, what I mean. uh I mean, Jungle Boy, don't get me wrong, with Luchasaurus, I'd rather wish they were heels, what I mean, but I know what they doing, what, there was actually a show right back in the day, Boy and the Dinosaur or some shit like that. I mean,
What you
Land
mean,
of the
Tarzan?
Lost.
what is it? Tarzan was, yeah. But
Land of the Lost.
Land of the
Oh,
Lost.
that's what it was. Never seen
That's
it.
what it was.
Never seen
Oh,
it.
okay, so I thought I was making that up. No, but and then like seeing Christian, with his jeans, you know what I mean, because it's a street fight. You know what I mean? Right? It was a street fight, or like no, this everything go, or what kind of match was it? What was the stipulation?
I think, yeah. Basically, it was like false count anywhere type deal.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it was kind of like this guy came in jeans, so pretty much they didn't have another match and that kind of like that, a Minneapolis street match or whatever. So that was kind of like what the fuck. But yeah, man, you had Luchasaurus doing flips, which is awesome. But what the fuck, you know what I mean? Like, what was the purpose? You know what I mean? He could get hurt. You know what I mean? The match, like the crowd, they were cheering, they were into it. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like the Bucks have to be on the card. You know, fuck your kids, nobody else. You know what I
I
mean? Where's
mean,
Brian?
do they have to be on the card?
That's what I'm saying. Like they have to because they're pretty much one of the faces of that brand. You know what I mean? And they started slow. Cause remember they didn't go for them belts straight away. You know what I mean? And which I think that was enhanced that little mistake. The same thing with Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? They should have been pushed. You know. Anyhow, yeah, man. That I didn't care about that match for it to be in there. They should have put it on the buy-in.
Or they could have kept that for Dynamite
Oh, Rampage.
or Rampage or something. Uh, I'm not saying that the match was bad at all. What I'm saying is I just kind of felt like the match didn't need to be there. It was once again, and then look at it. It wasn't your first tag match on that card. Literally, if you look at that card, they had what, 3 or 4 tag matches, like including the buy-in, right? You had the tag team match on the buy-in. You had the
Hmm.
tag team championships being defended. Then you had the Jungle Express with Christian versus the Elite, and then right after that, you have the Inner Circle going on against American Top Team. Like there was like 4 or 5 tag matches, bro. Come on, now, dog. Like this ain't this not Dynamite. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand what y'all was trying to do, which was make this card, you know, real big, but you didn't need all that. You really didn't. Now, was a match uh, uh The Bucks match and the Inner Circle match shouldn't have been. See, we right here. I just said it, and Medium Daddy Cool just coming. It. No, it should not have been on the pay per view. That's just my opinion. Like,
I don't
you
even
know,
think the next one should have been on the card either with Neville and Malachi Black and all them. It's like
To be
how many
honest,
times are they gonna?
yeah. To be honest, I didn't even know that that was a match on the card. When I seen that shit, I'm like, oh shit, the fuck. But that's another
I,
one. Does Cody have to be on the card? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those.
Cody,
Said
Cody,
he needs to
Cody.
take his ass and stay in the office.
I don't feel bad because people are like, oh, I feel bad for Cody. Every time he tried to get inside the ring, the people started to boo, and I'm like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all because it's like, you know, it's kind of like I said these last couple of weeks. It's not like that he's bad. It's just his position at the moment. Nobody wants to see him on TV at this moment as the good guy. And even if you turn heel, like that's one thing about it. When you wait too long to pull the trigger on a heel turn, someone grabbing the title, the meaning of it once they finally do it, it's like you don't feel as hype as you would have been if it would have happened this day or when you wanted it to happen. And I don't know, man. Like ain't nothing against dude. I just kind of feel like go away, bro. Like go away for a little minute. I honestly don't got to see you on AEW television because you have the roads to the top. You also have the big show on TBS. It's like I don't need to see you on AEW television, AEW pay per views. Go away for a while, not just a few weeks. Go away for like a few months, then come back. Make these people
Yeah.
miss you, and once you get them over the welcome back chance, then turn heel. But we don't
Come
we don't
back,
need.
come back with a turtleneck, so we don't have to see that nasty ass tattoo.
I don't know. Personally, I
Yeah,
think he could just work from home, and I won't miss him at all. So, I'm just saying I won't miss him at all. He could just work from home, take care of his baby, whatever. But that should have been a triple threat match. No Cody necessary. Just that could have been a
nah.
triple threat match, and it could have been shortened a lot.
And
It
to
could have been
me,
maybe like seven minutes.
they miss they misusing Andrade. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
you
Dude, he shouldn't be talking. You know, they shouldn't give him a mic. And if you're gonna talk, let him talk in Spanish. Cause shut the fuck up. Like no, speak it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? And it's somebody else that could bring to be his his mouthpiece. Somebody like known. Of course, they had Chavo, but I guess Chavo be doing you know the Rock. He the show. What is it? Young Rock.
Young
Yeah, I
Rock.
believe. Yeah, he's one of the guys that like what he used to do with Glow on Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like one
so
of the
I
head
guess,
trainers and stuff like that.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, so I guess they had to record, so that's why he was out of there.
Okay,
Actually, now that I
Media
think
Daddy
about it,
Cool. Media Daddy Cool says it should have been Malachi versus. Bruh, listen. Say this one more time for you. We love you, Andy, but there's only one person that we acknowledge as Pop, and that's Tupac Shakur. Okay? X Pac gets a pass because it
it's
happened
Neville.
during the attitude era. But this man is Neville. Uh, and yes, I agree. It should have been Malachi versus Neville. That should have been the match.
Yeah, that's another guy. Neville. I said he is a bastard. Like he looked like he's like he hates himself. You know what I mean? So it's like he takes that anger on others. You know what I mean? So he's believable. And he's still haven't found like the niche, like to be, in like a main event, styles that what I mean, like matches and shit like that. You know how
It
how
also
cool
seems
he
like
is.
it seems like
Nah,
they're having
but
a hard time finding a storyline for him. It just, I don't know, for some reason, it just seems like wherever they put him, he just doesn't fit in properly.
it ain't even
Yeah.
that. What did I say a few weeks ago? They signing too many people to even keep up with their own damn product. Okay, they signing too many people and putting them right out on TV. You know,
Uh,
and
yeah,
when you do
that don't have
that,
nothing to do with it and nothing.
it
You know what I
has a
mean? That they
lot.
get signed. No, it's just the fact, like they say, just what they the way they book them. You know what I mean? Because they got all the talent. You know what I mean? And they're just not. You know what I mean? Incorporating like stuff that particular wrestler could bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like they trying to like change it because you got the death triangle, but then you see, you know what I mean? Like
What happened to
they're
that?
together. You know what I
What
mean?
what, what happened to that?
Exactly. The booking. You know what I mean? You have Phoenix, whatever, when he got hurt, or one of them with the they had problem. I think one of them got hurt, so it was like them pocket. I mean, Neville and somebody else running. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way they booking. You know what I mean? Like, and the matches that they put in them. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
and
mean
that's what they got.
booking is one key thing, but
Yeah, creative.
like I said, anytime they do one of these big signings, they throw them right into a storyline right away, and it's like it's hard. It's hard for you even to keep up with everything else that's going on because anytime you have to interject someone new into the picture, someone's TV time is getting taken away. Someone's storyline is not getting as much attention to it. The push is not going to be as hard as it is because they're trying to make room for whoever is new, whoever's the flavor of the month, whoever's going to be that new guy. For example, Andrade, if I'm not mistaken, and we can't compare star levels, because CM Punk is obviously a bigger star than Andrade, but at the same time, you didn't even give time to Andrade to be Andrade to even give him the proper time to develop. Like TV time, things like that. Like he's not even like he's barely had spotlight on him to have a strong storyline. He really hasn't. Like he's in the mix with FTR, which makes zero sense to me for him to be in the mix with FTR. He's in the mix
Yeah,
with the he's in the mix with Malachi Black, which makes zero sense in AEW, far as that goes, to be in the mix with Malachi Black. We know about Malachi Black and Andrade in WWE, but far as in AEW,
well,
it just
but
makes
the one on AW, I get it due to the fact that the way they put him, like he's you know what I mean, he got money, so he's paying him. You know what I mean? So he's doing the work for him. And the same thing with FTR. You know what I mean? He's paying them off. So that's why, yeah, I could see, but still it don't click for me in a way because there's so many other people that he could probably be aligning himself with that will make more sense. You know what I mean? Like
that's
right now the possibility, we got Ring of Honor, they got Let Go, you got Roosh. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. You're gonna have to sign a lot more people, whatever. But if they could bring the Ingobernables, you know what I mean, to AEW, something like stable, and then perhaps bring Naito from New Japan and have them all there, you know what I mean? Like,
who gonna speak for them, bro?
well, for who?
Who gonna speak for
Oh,
the faction?
oh, no,
Hire
but you know what
Cheech.
I'm saying?
Hire
No,
Cheech, man. He did a great job on that interview. Come on now.
oh,
Get Cheech up in there.
yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Like right there, and like, you know, what you call it? I was gonna, they, you know what I mean? Like perhaps right there, have the guy that's with Penta and Phoenix, you know what I mean? Like just have him be there, you know what I mean? Because I can't think of nobody right now, to be honest. You know
And
what I mean?
that's a big
And
thing.
yeah, that's
I
a
already
little,
did, man. I already did. Tell Tony Khan to
uh,
break you off some money, man. Come on.
that's a disconnect. There might be that disconnection, but overall, that match should have been on the buy-in for real.
In other words, look, Cody Rhodes.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Nobody wanted to see you at Full Gear at all. Nah. Next match. I'm so sorry. So sorry about
Okay,
that.
now I'm gonna say it. Now it's the women's match.
Now that right there, I'll give it like a solid 7.
I
And I think
skipped it.
I, I think 7 is fair. Um, Ty Tay Conti
Yeah.
finally 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 getting that time. You know what I mean? So she looked good. Um, Britt looked good as well. You could tell that Britt has definitely been working on Britt Baker, far as someone who's, transitioning from independence to, quote unquote, television wrestling TV. So I think they definitely put on one hell of a showcase. I think far as Britt Baker goes, this only adds on to her as far as being a legitimate threat and a legitimate champion with that AEW championship. But I will say this: I do think that one thing I would take away from this is that there needs to be a little bit more focus when it does come down to the opponents that are challenging for these titles. Because don't get me wrong, I knew the match was happening, but it's not like we get a lot of backstage or a lot of interaction when it does come down to like the women on AEW, especially for championship matches. Like you'll get like a video a day or so or a week or so before the actual pay per view itself. But far as keeping that storyline, pumped out there social media wise and throughout, just the programming, it's kind of hard to see, and that's your women's championship. Like I knew the match was happening, but it was like I didn't feel as excited for it as I did for all the other matches because you made sure that you put all this hype into these other matches. You put more hype into these other matches than you did the women's. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
JJ says her reign is going to end soon. So let me
Who's
ask
gonna
you,
end it?
JJ, who's going to end? Who's going to end Britt Baker's run? That's the question.
That
Yo, shout out to Kofi Wheatston, the Dirty Hills. Make sure y'all checking out my homies over there. You know, log in, tune in, lock in. You know what we do. Uh, but that's a real question, JJ. Who do you think is going to be the one to take off the title? She says depends on who they push. Well, that's the thing I was just talking about. They'll push, but they don't push as hard as they do for all the other championships when it comes down to the women's title.
so would it be Thunder Rosa? Right? Like that makes sense. They do have a banger of a match that pretty much made Britt Baker in the eyes of AW. You know what I mean? Fans, that match that they had. You know.
Oh, okay, she says other than Thunder Rosa, it could be Ruby. You know what? I ain't mad at that, JJ. I ain't mad
Possible.
at that. That's a big possibility.
Oh,
But
but hold on. Is she being a homer?
what's that?
Is she being a homer?
Oh well, she could being that these people are especially with Ruby being from Minneapolis and stuff like that. So she could do that. All right, who's the other girl in the trio? She should turn on her. Oh, you talking about gosh, I can't remember her first name, but it's
Hater.
yeah, Hater,
Jamie
uh,
Hayter.
Jamie Hater. Becky
Yeah.
Lynch, devil. That's
Yeah,
what.
she a hater. But yeah, I'm gonna say I gave that match. I got 5 on it. That's all I had for it. It just looked like it was going to be a squash match from the beginning. Like Tate had no chance whatsoever. So I
Nah.
wasn't
Yeah.
happy with that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
and by the
moving
way,
along.
and by the way, thank you, Spectrum Internet.
Oh no, that's okay. I deal with the same problems. At least it's not Cox.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I had Cox for a while, and
Oh,
let me
we
tell you, it
we
was
knew.
not the best. Did not
Yeah,
like
moving
Cox.
along.
Move along to that next match.
It's
Next
Eddie
match on the
Kingston
card.
and CM Punk.
Yo,
The
that
chick magnet.
that guy.
Hey, that slap. Remember that Abo jacket dude from the bus that slapped the shit out of that girl? You remember that from a few years ago?
You talking about? No, the only thing I remember dealing with a bus was the bus driver that
Yeah, he
that
threw
slept
that
with
like
her.
Street Fighter
Yeah,
uppercut.
yeah, that
Yeah,
was after. That was after. This one was before. The dude had a Abo jacket. You know, remember the Abo jackets from back
I
in the day?
remember the eight
Yeah,
balls. I just don't remember
yeah,
the.
yeah. But anyhow, Eddie Kingston, bro. Even before that match started, um, bro, the crowd was loving it. You know what I mean? Chanting
He
his
had
name.
he had that
Wow.
he had that killer instinct in his eye.
Oh man, that
He
was
looked.
beautiful. If when CM Punk came in, if they would have, he would have started with this type of storyline. You know what I mean? It would have been a lot different. Cause to me, he CM Punk the comeback, it kind of fizzled down. You know what I mean? Cause he should be. He came in on some, hey, bye. Nah, man. You know, should be an asshole. You know what I mean? Like hostile. Like people looking at, they don't want you in the locker room type of thing.
Nah, nobody did. And but I will say this: the match itself, did it live up to expectations? Whoa,
What was the
that,
expectation?
hold on now. She says the hype did not live up in the ring to me.
What was the hype? You mean CM Punk hype or the match hype? Because I didn't know. I didn't think the match
I
had
mean,
any hype.
it does have hype. If you look at the storyline AEW tried to paint, these guys met 15, 16 years ago. Da,
No,
da, da, da,
and
da, da, da.
They did
Eddie
try.
Kingston, Eddie Kingston, they had like the players tribune. He had
Yeah,
like a,
it was everywhere.
and it was dope. And like people were, you could connect to that stuff, and that even make him. It's crazy because he's a heel, but fans, what I mean, like him, you know what I mean, and especially in that match when he knocked CM Punk at the beginning, man, he was some like everybody was loving that shit,
He
and
slapped.
that was love.
It
He
was
went
the
night night.
Charlie Murphy shit. It's like
Slap.
I came down on this shit like this. Like no, no, but he slapped he did slap the taste out of his mouth, and later on in that match, if you look real good, he did collect on a receipt on Eddie Kingston. If you look at that match, but I will say this, man. Um, these guys definitely kept the crowd entertained. Were they out of breath? Absolutely. JJ says two older men couldn't catch their breath during the match. No, those guys were definitely winded, but they kept going. They they kept going, and you could tell. I mean, CM Pop, God damn it, CM Punk coming out there with the fighter shorts on, and the commentary is like, oh, he's digging into that MMA, and I'm like, digging into what MMA? Don't talk about that shit at all. Don't even put the word MMA and CM Punk together in a sentence as if that means danger zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, ain't no danger. But I like Punk coming out there. Different look. He's went from the long pants to the short pants to the trunks to the fighter shorts. Did it change the outcome of CM Punk, as far as what he's been doing to keep my attention? No. Has he fizzled out? Yes. Is the crowd starting to notice that? Yes. I mean, because he's basically becoming a single. You know, they're gonna sing along to your music. They're gonna do the CM Punk chants, and then you got to fill in the rest. Now, I will say the John Cena, spot, where he sat there and did the whole John Cena thing, with the shoulder tackles, and then the "You Can't See Me" and all that. Like the crowd popped for that. That was dope. But was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Wow, look at this move. No, it was more so, okay, yeah, that was kind of dope, kind of like pointing out, or making fun of, or giving like a shout out. Other than that, nah, it wasn't that. But I will say that, do I think CM Punk should have won this match? No. The person that really needs that W is Eddie Kingston. Now,
What he
So you
needs
have to
it
call
for.
him a bum too. I mean,
CM Punk called him a bum, yeah, all that stuff. But I'm saying Eddie Kingston needs it more so to push his star to another level. Don't get me wrong, he's a star, hands down. Especially since he signed with AEW. For the people who've been rocking with Eddie Kingston before he got signed to AEW and before he was signed to Impact Wrestling for that short bit of time. If you've been
I know.
rocking with
I forgot about that. Like for the other day, I remember. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, for the people that's been rocking with Eddie Kingston, for a minute, even before all that, you already knew what the man was capable of and what his potential was. But what he needs is a solid W over someone that has a made name, a household name. And CM Punk is a household name. CM Punk don't need a W. That crowd
And
is going to be that the crowd is going to be behind CM Punk regardless, because they still are, they're still moist because CM Punk is back after 7 years. You
and that's
understand?
why, like I said, like that match should have happened. Like that should have been CM Punk first. Person he faced, because right there it makes sense for CM Punk to come back first match and win. You know what I mean? Because it's like his first match, and CM Punk wins or whatever. But now, the way that you see how people are, you know, getting Eddie Kingston, you know what I mean? Like they feeling him, you know what I mean? And then you do that, So
But the
there you go.
thing is, they've been feeling Eddie Kingston for a minute, over a year. They've been feeling
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston, but where is his big W at?
Mm.
Where's the big W at? That's my whole thing, because he had
His
Moxley, he had
his
Moxley.
mid card, I guess he just a mid Carter.
No, damn all that mid Carter stuff. We talking about building new stars, right? CM Punk is already established. He's a star outside of AEW, and was a star outside of AEW. If you want to build a new star, I say look no further than Eddie Kingston as a mainstream star to build. He's believable as a character. He's captivating on the mic. The people are behind him.
Yeah, maybe they
That
leaving that. They leaving that to MJF when MJF faces CM Punk.
I got an idea. How about put him up against Jay Lethal since he's part of the company now? That would be something I would want to see.
uh, let's
Who?
talk.
Eddie
Let's
Kingston
talk.
and Jay Lethal. I mean, yeah, they got that whole thing with him and Sammy Guevara now, but I mean, I'm skipping a little ahead, but if anybody can make somebody a star, it's Jay Lethal. I mean, Jay Lethal's got enough credibility to do something like that.
But I understand that Jay
Hmm.
Lethal has credibility, but Jay Lethal is not a name like a CM Punk, like a Moxley, aka Dean
Yeah,
Ambrose.
but that's the thing. Eddie Kingston's not in that space to beat a CM Punk. You know what I mean? He hasn't been booked like that.
That's what I'm saying. Having a W over one of those guys will put him in that space. What I'm
Exactly, but it's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen, but it needs to happen, because Eddie Kingston, honestly, you're wasting potential.
It's not gonna happen.
The
You're
only way it's
wasting.
going to happen is if AEW has like a show for every day of the week when they actually can use
No,
more
it's gonna
wrestlers.
happen once somebody gets hurt, and the next one, you know, lined up. Because remember, they got to do a long term. Like this is what's gonna happen. And like you said, they keep signing people, and they destruct whatever storyline they got by incorporating them into different storylines or whatever. But
Exactly.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, definitely the match. Perhaps yeah, like to some people didn't live up to the expectation. But I hope that now moving forward, CM Punk, he bleed.
The Crimson
He
Mask.
yeah, he moved forward to another more fucking damn, matches against the different opponents that what I mean that will make sense. What I mean in the statue of CM Punk, like I say, he been fizzled down. And if you ask me, the perfect person for him to face should be Jay Lethal, and they could fight over AJ who hit it first.
Oh, yo!
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, didn't they
Damn.
could play that Ray J song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I had it first. No, that right there could be something dope, but like I said, CM Punk came out with the L. Eddie Kingston won regardless because he won the crowd over. See, Eddie Kingston came out winning, even though he lost. If
Yep.
Look, if Tony was smart, he should push him or have more. Thank you. Let's see. Next comment, AEW got some great promo guys like Punk, AD, MJF, and Ricky Starks. Next comment, let's see.
Yeah. What's Ricky start?
I mean, does this title even count? Exactly. Uh, you see, I'm not looking at it from a fan point of view. I love Eddie Kingston, but that wasn't his best. Ooh, okay. I hear you, JJ. I hear you. Next match on that card, man. Get
That
to
would
me.
be
What's
Inner Circle versus American Top Team. That did
uh
not need to happen.
Hated it.
Y'all could speak on that.
I'm gonna be real. Match did not need to happen. I'm happy that people are getting a chance to be on the pay per view, but once again, that's one of those matches y'all could have saved for a Dynamite. Y'all could have saved that for a Rampage. It didn't need to be on the main card because I kind of feel like at this point, and this is the point where everyone was getting kind of droggy, right? Because it's like, damn, this pay per view ain't over yet. It's 11 o'clock. Y'all came on literally at 7 for the buy-in. Like, what's going on? Like, whew, this a little minute now. So at this point, while watching this match, now there were great spots in this match. It was a spot fest. You know, you had Santana and Ortiz holding it down inside the match. You had Scorpio Sky finally back on the AEW pay per view. Ethan Page finally back on the AEW pay per view. Uh,
Judas in my mind. Yeah, I still sick and tired of that song. Judas in my mind.
that Chris Jericho, the inner circle, Jack Hager, aka Swagger. Um, let's keep it a buck, man. The only thing that was memorable for that match with me was honestly Santana and Ortiz, basically running rough shot, and then of course the spot with Sammy Guevara doing the whole Jeff Hardy swanton bomb spot from the ladder. If you look at it, if you put this up, you compared them from when what was it? Jeff Hardy was doing the swanton. I think it was on, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on Bubba Ray. Look, it was on one of the delis. It's either one or the other. But I think it was WrestleMania, and he hopped off. But I'm about to show you the clip, like this little clip here. Now, if Jeff Hardy was watching from home, which I'm pretty sure he was probably looking at the pay per view and looking at Sammy Guevara, probably saying,
He copied my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
And that was literally a Jeff Hardy spot. But Jericho hitting the frog splash to capitalize for the dub. I mean, I wasn't
What?
mad at it. Jericho.
How did I look?
Uh, Jericho's frog splash, honestly though,
Hated it.
only because I don't need Jericho doing frog splashes, and I think at that point someone like Sammy Guevara, Ortiz,
That would have
one of
made
those,
sense.
that would have made sense. But don't get me wrong. I mean, according to Jericho, he had a good relationship with Eddie, so
Yeah, he did, and
no no.
and that's
I,
well
I'm,
known. But you know what I
I,
mean? Like we didn't see nobody, put anything online because he probably would go after them. Oh, you misspelled his name. No, but yeah, Jericho. Uh, I love him. You know what I mean? But it's just this inner circle thing. It just kind of ran its course, if you ask me.
I mean, for me, I think, Pride and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz were doing a lot better things when they were with, LAX and Impact per se, but now it's like they seem like they're falling in the back
Yeah, in the
as
background.
opposed
Yeah,
to, yeah, as opposed to rising to the top as being one of the best tag teams in the league. I mean, it's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, they look great coming out doing the whole dead presidents thing, but I mean, just being Jericho's lackeys is not kind of why I want to see him at.
Exactly. And that's my main thing. And we said this a few episodes ago. I mean, you got people like Ortiz and Santana, people like LAX, got these people stuck in factions. At the time, not LAX, you got people like the Lucha Bros and Santana and Ortiz that basically got stuck in factions with other people and not really getting a shine. Now, yeah, Lucha Bros are the tag team champions. I'm happy about that. But other than that, it's kind of like to me, um, it's a waste because AEW's been around 3 years now, going on, going on their third, basically. And Santana and Ortiz are still in that same position as being someone else's, heavy. And I kind of feel like that was a waste for them because these guys were tag team champions at Impact, running things with Conan with the whole LAX thing, LAX faction. And then you had, of course, the Lucha Bros. What was it? Penta was Impact Heavyweight Champion. And it's like, and you go 3 years. Like if you would have told me that the Lucha Bros or Santana and Ortiz were not running the tag team division or not being on top, then I would say that you would be lying. But the evidence is here. Like they really not doing anything with these boys other than keeping them inside the stable. And I think it's been time for these guys to break away.
yeah. And to me,
Yeah.
it makes sense because, eventually, because they've been there for quite some time, and they're not gonna go anywhere, and be able to do what they do. So at least they have something else to look forward to. You know what I mean? Like storyline wise, and put the belts. Because let's keep it 100. AEW, they really focus on tag team. We well know that. You know what I mean? So I think they're gonna be good. You know what I mean? And perhaps it's a blessing in disguise for them to not hold the belts yet. You know what I mean?
Overall, Mr. Casanova, what did you think about the Inner Circle match with American Top Team?
Didn't even need to be on the card. I mean, there's no point. I mean, I don't want to see Dan Lambert running around the ring like, doing his little sneaking around and stuff. I mean, it was just pointless. I was waiting for Jericho to like bust out a belt and start beating him with it or something like that because that's what it looked like. It looked like you chasing a kid.
You had Ethan Page out there with the hockey stick. I can confirm that he did train with Casey Jones of Ninja Turtles fame to learn how to work that hockey stick. But other than that, man, like the match itself, like I said, it was entertaining. But man, the crowd seemed like they were a little bit gassed at some point, and like even Jay just said she had to rewatch the match this morning. She fell asleep. Uh, and it's like, yeah, if you run the pay per view this long and you're expecting the main event to hurry up and be at this point, yeah, I'll be sleepy too. But the match itself was okay. It was all right. It should have been on Dynamite. That's all I can say. It should have been on Dynamite or Rampage.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just one of them things, where they had not celebrities, but from other sport, like we know, some, Arlovsky was a champion. You know what I mean? It was, just I guess like everything, you have a little bit of this, and you got a little bit of that. But I don't know, like I said, it's the decision of matchmaking. You know what I'm saying? So, or who's going to be in the card or not. But I was happy for Ethan Page, that's for sure. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
definitely happy for him. But what was the reason for this? For this reason, what was the reason for this match being on the card?
Yeah. Like I say, just something different, like, what I mean, for from other things that are happening, you know what I'm saying? That was a little hoopla, whatever, but it was a clusterfuck, and that's what AEW do.
Reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the
I had a
reason?
reason.
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I don't.
I love Cardi B.
So with that being said, on to the main event.
Oh, your favorite guy. Your favorite
Fuck
guy.
that guy. He finally lost it. Yes.
So yeah, we had the main event, man. You had Omega and Hangman Page, man, going down for a
Oh,
minute. I'm not
oh,
gonna lie. For a minute, when I was looking at the poster, I was like, "Yo, who the fuck put Mike Tyson's tattoo on these guys' faces?" But then I realized it was the full Gear logo or whatever. But main event, 3 years in the making. It lived up to that. It
Best
lived
match
up
of the night, in
every-
my opinion.
I mean, best match of the night. I'm not gonna say best ever AEW championship match and be like the people online every time AEW has a pay per view. Like, oh, best pay per view of the year. Like, come on, dude, stop it. I know you can. Nah, but I will say this. I will say this. The bill for it and the anticipation for it and what the people wanted to happen finally met at the same level. Because usually with a company, no matter if it's AEW or WWE, whatever, they're gonna give you what you want, but they're not gonna give you everything that you want because they want you to keep coming back, right? So they're gonna spoon feed you a little bit, right? So this time AEW basically said, look, here's the buffet. Here's everything on the buffet. I'm going to throw this on the plate. Here you go. That's your meal. Everything that you wanted from that match happened. Hangman looked like an absolute beast. Kenny Omega sold the hell out of this match. And I heard that Kenny Omega was hurt going into the match. He's been having problems with his shoulders, having filling inside his shoulders and stuff like that. So, he went into that match hurt, and he still came out and actually made this thing look like a star-studded match. You had moments on the apron that were wild and crazy. You had the countless reversals in this match, and even at one point, like this move right here off the top rope, I literally thought that the match was going to be.
Bad things happen, everyone. Avalanche blockbuster. Hangman covers two. No! Gosh, that's close. Oh, that's so close.
The Avalanche blockbuster.
I mean, it'll look really good. I mean, like there were a lot of false finishes inside there. There there were a lot of false finishes, but that's AEW for you. AEW gonna give you about 40 false finishes in one match, and it's all about the anticipation of the match. Uh, Hangman looked like an absolute stud. Um,
Cowboy shit.
Strictly cowboy shit. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna go to the store tomorrow and get me a cowboy 10-gallon hat. Just cause, and come AEW Dynamite, you may see me doing a watch along inside the hat, the whole entire 9 yards. But no, down from the entrance, down from the man coming down to the ring, he had to deal with Don Callis on the outside. And at one point, during the match, when the Bucks came down, you know, I was, literally like, come on now, don't do this. Like, this is not the way you want this to go down, especially for someone that's been inside the storyline for 3 years. You don't want him to finally get that championship match and then have him take an L, because a lot of people thought going into the gate that Omega was going to come out and retain it. But AEW was smart about it because on Wednesday they're in Virginia. Who's from Virginia? Hangman Adam Page.
But don't forget,
So
beforehand though, he basically confronted the Bucks backstage, and he was trying to make amends for like all the craziness that was going on between them, prior. And he said, but basically, if you come down and do anything in my match, I'm gonna fuck you up. So he basically let him know that if anything happened with them interfering, that was going to be the end of it.
JJ said, other than Kenny Omega losing the match, was there anything else good about the show?
I mean, there was other good matches. Like I said, American Top Team, and that did not need to happen. I mean, Cody being there did not need to happen. And the matches were just excessively too long, in my opinion. I mean, if you're going to make a match really long, it needs to be the main event, but only if there's a lot of buildup, which there was. So that's the reason why I think that was my favorite match of the night, not just because Kenny Omega finally lost the motherfucking belt.
Yeah, I totally agree with it. I mean, when the Bucks first came down, that I ain't gonna lie, like I thought it was gonna be a swerve and everything like that, but they gave my man the head, and I like, yeah, go ahead, put him down, whatever. So after almost a whole year of Omega holding the championship, we end out with a brand new champion, brand new AEW champion, for the first time holding the AEW gold, um, Adam Hangman Page. I mean, you had the Dark Order come down. You finally got that
Oh,
embracement and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that maybe they were gonna do like another big reveal. Maybe Wyndham would have showed up that night, but no, didn't happen.
it
Oh,
didn't happen.
I mean,
so
I got
let's
two
see
more
the
things.
next question. The question is, who is Hangman going to face next? How long are they going to wait to put that belt on Brian? And he says, I think somebody should take it from Hangman. Then the guy should drop the belt to Brian.
Yeah, that's most likely what's gonna happen. You know, because like I said, like unless they going with Paige and Brian gonna go for the belt and lose it. I mean, not win that match. They could go that way too, and that, like you say, beating somebody with name that will catapult Hangman Page as a believable main eventer. So perhaps, but yeah, I agree with medium daddy cool face over there. He that definitely look, what I mean, like the route that they going, you know.
Okay. JJ says, so on BTE, the Bucks thought it was the Bucks thought it was Hangman that texted them to fuck off when it was Matt Hardy. Are they going to find out it was him now? That's a good question. It's a real good question. Um,
That storyline right there. Because you see AEW don't do a lot of like backstage things that going on. You know, they always like match after match. But then you got BTE that which, you know, they storylines somewhat connect, you know. And I think that, you know, that's kind of dope, you know. Well,
Nah,
Gotta say
me
though,
too.
man, shout out to the ref for taking that heavy ass clothesline, man. Just got clipped.
Yo, knocked the dust off that. Like he knocked the stripes off the ref. He knocked the stripes off the ref. Like that look.
what ref was that? The one that refereed the Invisible Man match?
Nah, not that ref. No, I can't remember the name of this guy, but
Is this a short guy?
Yeah, me.
the short guy, yeah, the short one.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
guy that referee the Invisible Man match. It was funny because he just reacting. There's nobody in the ring. He just counting and that shit was it was stupid, but it was actually hilarious, you know, because he actually had to put some glasses on in order to be able to see them. Nobody else could see them, but he when he put his glasses on, you know, he was able to see them. So that was kind
The
of
only thing I would have done
funny.
differently about the ending though, like where after he won the belt, if it was me, I would have not had the Dark Order come down personally. I don't.
Yeah,
It's not that I just don't like them, but if you looked at the brothers, the Jackson brothers, like when he was going for it, they basically gave him the nod. So it would have been cool if they would have came in the ring and lifted him up, even though they're part of Kenny Omega's crew, and like basically like kind of like just after that little thing that happened backstage prior, like where they basically said he said he was sorry to them and this and that. Like it would have been cool if they would have came in the ring with them instead of the Dark Order. I mean, I don't know. The Dark Order just doesn't do it for me personally.
it's obvious. What they did it, you know, they still, you know, holding uh Brody Lee in a high regards, and I guess as long as you know the Dark Order's gonna be there just because of him.
If they
Yeah,
released
but
every single member of the Dark Order, I would not be sad about it. Just saying.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like that had nothing to me to do with the moment. It took away from the moment. I understand these that they want to keep the tear jerkers, and keep everything alive in the memory. I understand that, bruh. 1,000 wow. But this was not the place for it. Okay, it wasn't like it wasn't like Hangman won that championship for Brody Lee.
Oh, that you gotta tell Tony
Exactly.
Khan to start that shit. You know, he's the
But
one.
like real talk. As soon as I seen them come out, and they were walking down the ramp, automatically like I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, okay, hopefully they stay where they're at and they stay at the ramp. And once they started walking down, I was like,
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
Fuck! Fuck!
because I didn't need that moment. I really didn't. Like
I was waiting
honestly,
for that.
if they were looking for a moment to create and to host this dude on someone's shoulder, then they should have went ahead and bought out the whole entire locker room, not just the Dark Order. You know what I'm saying? If you were looking for that Sting moment, when if you go back, do you remember what was the Starcade when Sting won the title from Hogan, and the whole entire locker room came out and they hosted Sting up on his shoulders. Like if you were looking for that type of moment, which I felt like that's what they were looking for, then I would have bought out the locker room versus the Dark Order. Other than that, like the pay per view as a whole, we took a poll on it on Twitter, and the results of the poll is actually in. And looking at the results right now, pulling it up. In the case of 1-year-old Latrell, no, let me stop. The results are saying that majority of people thought that the show was fire. They thought that it was an A show. You had about coming in second place was decent, which was C. And we had a few people saying that the show was trash as hell. Those are opinions. Yo, shout out to Ashley. What's up? What's up?
But
But
yeah,
go ahead.
if anybody did notice, like all the listeners and people leaving right now, anytime that there's something going on, JT's got a new catchphrase now. It's called "Save it for Dynamite." Got to put it on a shirt, man. It's just got to happen.
Yeah, save it. Save that for Dynamite. Save it for Dynamite. But
You guys are
that is
wasting too much time on these pay-per-views, man, with these long ass matches. Like it's just,
way too much.
it's not the first time. It's not the first time either.
Nah, it's not. But overall, if I took away the Inner Circle match and that Jungle Express versus the Super Click, a Super Elite, if you take those two matches out, then I think we would have had a decent pay per view ending like around 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, and took out Ty Conti and had another different opponent.
Oh, don't do Ty Conti like that. Don't do her like
I've
that, bro.
been saying it, man. I've been
Take out
saying
Cody.
it.
Take out Cody.
Oh yeah,
That should have been a triple threat.
yeah, definitely. But I think I don't know, man. Such a thing is that time.
You talking about that time? You sure it's that time? I think it's that time. What you think?
We done it all.
I think we done talked about everything.
Thought it's real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Man, yeah, we only have that Jay Lethal, right? So Jay Lethal's all elite.
Yeah, so Jay Lethal's all elite. There's a lot of mixed reactions about that. Some people feel that he shouldn't be on there, and other people
Why?
feel the speaking out movement, things like that. He had allegations against him last year with ROH with a couple female stars saying that their progress was stopped because they wouldn't sleep with Jay Lethal, or Jay Lethal tried to force himself on them. Like I always say, when it comes down to allegations like this, I wasn't there. I was in the locker room. I can't really give you overall opinion about that because I wasn't there. And the only thing I could do is go based off of what's being fed to me through these news sites and from people around the situation. But am I happy that he's gainfully employed? Yes, because no one needs to be without a job.
And he was part of the first All In.
He was a part of the first All In.
So I'm pretty sure that was much of a He had some banging matches with Cody, so it makes sense that he said I guess he's a good teacher. You know what I mean? So at least they'll have somebody else to lean.
Yeah, but with that being said, man, look, I think we touched on everything. We tapped on everything. And if we missed anything, we'll be back on it next week. Be on the lookout this Thursday for another brand new episode. We'll keep y'all inside the loop. Just keep your ear to the street per usual. But with that being said, you know what time it is. Listen, it is so much going on out there. And mental health is real. So, with that being said, you know where I'm about to go with this. Too much negativity can have you unbalanced mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Listen, spread more positive vibes, okay? It takes very little to build someone up than it does to tear them down. Think about the logic inside that message. Okay, it could be something easy as giving someone a compliment, telling someone else something else good about themselves, or it is when a season you can go to whatupnewbie.net/Marks with Mics, positive vibes only. Go get our brand new merchandise, okay? You can get that in a tank top, hoodie, sweater, of course. You could get it in a baby onesie. You got to get it for you. Get it for someone else. It could be a gift as a constant encouragement to make sure that they always keep their head up and stay focused and maintain on positive vibes only. And also, yes, COVID-19 is still here. It has not gone anywhere, and it's going to be here for a while, okay? It's going to be here. So with that being said, the best way to combat COVID, we've been saying this for a year plus. Look, you want to make sure that you wash your hands, but most of all, wash your ass, okay? All right? Use soap, okay? Cheats, let the people know how they got to do this.
Oh, I'm sorry. From face to ass, not ass to face. Not with Lysol. Oh.
Yeah, so it's that easy. Wash your hands, wash your ass, use soap, okay? For face to ass, not ass to face. And on that note, we out and throw some deodorant on too.
Yeah, you
Definitely
nasty bitch.
a little
Be
mustache.
happy. Just be happy.
Be happy. Do all that. But till then, we out and hey, peace.
This bitch got me paying no rent, paying for trips, diamonds on her neck, diamonds on her wrist.